I'm a documentary filmmaker from Sweden, and I've been doing documentary films since I was hired as a very young person. I was 19 in Swedish television, and then I became an independent filmmaker. And I've been working with my friends in a company. We have a production company, but it's also a collective, you can say. We work on each other's project, but we don't work together so much. But we are 5 to 10 filmmakers that runs this operation. And we do all, I think one thing I would like to say is that we are documentary filmmakers, and it's important to understand what that is. If you use a documentary method, you can do books, you can do websites, you could do recordings, you can teach, you can do all kinds of different things. But that doesn't make you could do a book, but doesn't make you a writer, but you're still a documentary filmmaker. But we can do all kinds of stuff. Firstly, this is not a film about the Black Power movement. It's a film about how the Black Power movement was viewed in Sweden.
Okay.
So I can never do a film on the Black Power movement because I'm not from that community. I don't have the American experience. I don't even have the language. But what I do have is some reels laying in the basement of my place, and I found that's mine in the way that they're in my town, in my country. People I knew made this stuff, blah 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 blah. So that belongs to me. No, no person from America could ever find that stuff. So I made a film about how the Black Power movement and America was perceived in Sweden at the time. Though that works very well in America because it's kind of free from the point of view an American could have, But I could never do a film on the Black Power movement, and I could never do a film. I think we edited for 1.5 years. We had a break in the middle, but I was, 1.5 years. And what's great about doing films nowadays is that you can change things to the last, to 1 minute before you master it. Before, when you worked on film, you had to deliver it, long before, and then sound and everything. But now you can work on everything, So yeah, I added interview the last week before it opened at Sundance Film Festival. I'm happy that you say that and feel that, but you're never neutral. You always make your decisions, and you always try to be, try to pretend like you're neutral, but you're never neutral. But I'm happy you say that it's neutral, because what maybe you're aiming at, what we did try to do was kind of, a very correct way of doing it. Kind of not cold, but correct, that you say the names of the people talking, places, years, and keep it kind of open, not pushing the editing in a visual, because I think that like hard-hitting narrative structure and character-driven documentaries, we've seen that a lot. So I thought it was more contemporary to do something that seems to be more open, more rough for the audience to make their own conclusions. Yeah, I was, you know, on one hand I'm very surprised because the film is in cinemas in America, all over America, and here in Spain and Italy, not Italy, the only country, but Romania and Poland, Czech Republic. Yeah, I was totally blown away with that, and I've been spending this year, you know, going to promote it and also to a zillion film festivals. I was surprised, though, when you do a film, whatever crappy film you do, you always think that this should explode, this should change the world. At last, we will put things right. So yeah. But I was, you know, you can't expect this much from a film, and partly the tragic part of it is that a film about America gets a lot of attention in America or elsewhere. You know, that kind of attention. It was great. It was great. What was great about working with Danny Glover and Jocelyn Barn, his partner in the production company, was that it was a very organic process. I did some editing. We looked at that. We decided who could comment on this, and so we worked. And if you do a more ordinary film, it's more in the director's head, and everybody tries to please the director, but this was more, we can lay it all on the table and discuss it. We discuss it more, in more details and more creatively than an ordinary project. So I was very happy, and Danny, he's been great for the project. I really admire him.
Because he's really engaged.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For real. I think that two things I would say is that this story about the post-slavery situation in America is a story like the Holocaust, like other stories, but they are, you know, the major stories of our time. And I think every generation has to make a new story out of it, a new perspective, films and books and, you know, music, whatever. So I think this is one of those stories that will continue to be present at all times, and different generation, different point of views, and so on. So that's very important to understand that story and the world we live in. Also, I'm more happy, but you know, that when I started this project, friends of mine, good friends, said that demonstrations or revolutions, doesn't, you know, will not happen again. That's 60s stuff, or you know, and then, you know, a Wall Street movement and riots in London and so on. So this has been a year that young people again changed the world. Comprehensive, not complicated. Also, you have to say that Angela Davis, Stokely Carmichael, and the Black Panthers, they were the most brilliant minds of their time. You know? Young people, you know, and they all came from education. They didn't come from the street, or, you know, or rage or anger. They came from universities, and they are so inspiring to look at. And I don't think the film is ultimately about race, or religion, or gender, or anything. It's about a personal freedom that, you know, some people don't have the same freedom as others. That's the problem. You know?
So